Hey Michael Khan, how are you? Thanks for being here. Ah, Mr. Sensible's going to be here. Here we go. Alright, so we've got some globe claims from Mr. Sensible, and he's trying to claim that these globe claims are going to get him rich. So DITRH, David Weiss, has put out a challenge to anyone who can present just one globe claim. And there are specific rules for this challenge. Number one, you need to download the app. You need to watch the video every day for 2 weeks. And then you need to provide one globe proof. That is the standard. Hey Nathan, how are you, mate? Flat Stanley, how are you? Yes, please share, hit the like button, hit the super chat. This is going to be a great show. Hey James Mason, I'm not going to be watching the chat too much, so get your hellos in early because this is going to be a great show. So without any further ado, let's see what all the commotion's about with Mr. Sensible. It's going to be a couple of screen shares here, okay? It's going to be mostly screen shares. Just have to line up this tripod. It is a little bit windy, just bear with me. But it's going to be a massive, massive show, everyone. Alright, let's see what all this commotion's about, eh?
I was watching Mitchell from Australia's Flat Earth School the other day. Well, when I say watching, I dipped in for about 30 seconds and was fortunate enough to come across something very special. Something that's going to make me a lot of money.
Now that's a lie, Mr. Sensible, and you know it. You love my Flat Earth School, you watch it every day, and you are begging for content. And this is why you put out a video like this. Thanks for watching, Mr. Sensible. Smash the super chat. If you want one-on-one time with me, I'm available. Just sign up to Patreon. One-on-one time. Challenges out there.
So it turned out that between all the stupid, DITRH made an offer so valuable, I don't think I could possibly pass it up. You better tell us what it is, DITRH. Go ahead, David.
Roll VT. And say, just watch the daily video every day for 2 weeks, and then let's talk again. And I offer 3 Bitcoins for 1 proof of the globe.
How many, David?
3 Bitcoins for 1 proof of the globe.
3 coins.
And David does specify there, you must download the video, watch it, download the app, watch the daily video every day for 2 weeks, and then give us 1 globe proof. Mr. Sensible, can you do that? Have you downloaded the app, have you watched the video for 2 weeks, and just give us 1 globe proof? Fast forward the video a little bit because this is a bit ridiculous. Keeps going through, yeah, how many times we got to do it, so he confirms how many times, yeah.
For 1 proof of the globe.
Well,
One
it seems very
proof.
straightforward, David. 3 Bitcoins in return for 1 proof of the globe Earth. That's a deal, a wager, a contract.
A very real and legally binding sense.
Okay, so here we go. Prepare to pay up, Mr. Weiss. Pa 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 pa. Oh, you're not going to accept that one.
So that was number 1, apparently. That is globe proof number 1. Just for you that missed it, globe proof number 1 is that, I don't know what he's claiming here. He's just making some sounds and showing a sunset or sunrise and something getting blocked. I'm assuming he's claiming the physical Earth curve horizon, the geometric horizon, that thing that we don't see anymore. That thing when he was shown the black swan, this was his response.
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
So obviously, when you are claiming a physical geometric horizon, you absolutely need one thing. One thing that you have said.
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
That's right, Mr. Sensible. If you're going to claim things like this is number 1 of 30 that he is claiming there's globe proof. If you're going to claim this is globe proof, at best, all you've done is disprove the radius of the Earth. Yeah, that kind of really, totally, absolutely, unequivocally debunks every single globe proof you're going to put forward, Mr. Sensible. You have to have the R value to have a globe in the first instance. So I could just stop here. Every single one of these 31 proofs that you're going to give me have already been debunked by your own words, Mr. Sensible. But I'm not going to stop here because this is going to be too much fun. All right, let's go to number 2.
Oh, you're not going to accept that one. Right, I'm going to give you an assortment of other evidences that prove the globe. Well, I've shown evidence 1. Here's evidence number 2. Depending on the time of day and the angle you look, you can see the sun shining from underneath the clouds. Impossible on a flat earth.
Impossible on a flat earth, is it, Mr. Sensible? Okay, well, let's see a bit of a demonstration from something like a drone. If the drone is above my head, yeah, so it's pretty obvious that drone has an altitude above my head. If it goes out towards the horizon, I just press the forward stick, not moving it anywhere else, it's just going forward. What happens? Is it going to start appearing to dip? And what happens when it gets so far away from me, that thing above my head, when it gets so far away from me, the angle is going to appear to be below my eye level. Yeah, so it is possible that something above your head, whether it be physical or not, because the sun is definitely not physical, if you're far enough away from it, it is going to appear below your eye level. And also, Mr. Sensible, to have the claim of something like this, yeah, you're claiming a globe proof, sunlight underneath the clouds, you're gonna need R for that, aren't you? What happened to your R? At best, all we've done is debunked the R value, the radius value. Let's continue.
Number 3, if you're on the ground in Dubai, you can see the sunset. If you race up to the top of the Burj Al Khalifa, you can see the sunset for a second time. Again, impossible on a flat earth.
Impossible on a flat earth. Well, we don't really need to race up buildings, do we? We've got things. It's a good thing you didn't mention something like double sunsets, which I can't seem to find on my iPad right now, which is a bit awkward. Definitely got it. So why do we need to rush up steps, Mr. Sensible, to see a double sunset when we can just use a drone? Yeah, that thing. Here we go. Here it is. Why do we need to rush up some elevator or steps, Mr. Sensible? We can just use a drone. It's funny you don't use this example of a drone.
And the stars, which are already...
We don't need to hear my voice there, but we are going to see a double sunset here from a drone. So where is the drone, Mr. Sensible? The drone is in the inertial reference frame if you think you're on a spinning globe. Yeah, anything that leaves the spinning globe is in the inertial reference frame, like the sun. That's why the sun moves, right? That's why we see sunsets, because we're on the rotating reference frame. And then you say, yeah, you go up a building because you're still standing on the ground, and then you see the sunset again. How about on the drone, Mr. Sensible? The drone in the inertial reference frame with the sun in the inertial reference frame. You should never ever see a sunset, sunrise, star trails, moon moving, any celestial body moving from a drone when the drone's hovering. It just cannot work. You are both in the inertial reference frame, and the only reason why we see the sun rise and set is because the Earth's moving. If you're not on the rotating Earth, you're not going to see anything in the sky moving if you're on a rotating reference frame. All right, let's continue.
Number 4, the sun lights the top of mountains first at dawn, and they're still lit last at sunset.
I like this one, because why is it lighting the top of the mountains first and then you got a shadow? What's this shadow down here? Why is it not lighting beneath that? Is that blocked by something, Mr. Sensible? Perchance? Is that what you're claiming, that the sun is being blocked by something physical? Whatever could be physically blocking the sun at sunrise and sunset?
going to see the...
Is it the geometric horizon? Because we've got some clips here.
We are not going to see the geometric horizon.
No one's claiming that we see physical geometry. It's not.
Yeah? Nobody's claiming that we see physical geometry, Mr. Sensible. Nobody's claiming that we see that thing. You're claiming that line there is physical geometry of the Earth, the physical Earth curve horizon. No one is claiming that. Even you yourself say, at best, all you've done is debunk the radius of the Earth. So you no longer have a physical Earth curve to block things, Mr. Sensible, are you? No. You're going to need R for that, Mr. Sensible.
Easy to explain with a globe Earth, no explanation for a flat Earth. Number 5, the sun casting a shadow of Mount Rainier upwards onto the base of the clouds because the sun is at a lower elevation in the sky.
Once again, the drone observation where it moves out away from you. And what is the sun to begin with? What is the sun? Let's see. Well, don't want to play that song. What is the sun, Mr. Sensible? Is it something that's physical and tangible and can physically be somewhere? Can it physically be moving, or can we be physically moving to see it? The sun is just an apparent thing. As you just seen in this film clip, the sun is all due to perspective. It all is due to the observer's point of view. That's all the sun ever will be and ever is. To each one of these observers here, there's one observer. There's my wife. She's going to see the sun at her feet. Same as my daughter. She's going to see the sun at her feet. Same as my son. He's going to see the sun at his feet. Yeah, everyone sees the sun in their own personal perspective. So, for you to claim that this is globe proof, the sun having making an angle to something, you're going to need R for that if that's a globe proof, Mr. Sensible.
That works on a globe, can't work on a flat Earth.
And by claiming that works on a globe, you first need the R value, Mr. Sensible. You know that thing that we're just about to absolutely smash again, because this is what proofs number this?
Number 6, the bottoms of ships and other objects gets cut off and hidden by the curve of the horizon.
Beautiful, love it. The bottoms of ships gets cut off by the curve of the horizon. So how's that possible, Mr. Sensible? When we've got things like the Australian black swan, yeah, that absolutely debunks the notion that we have curvature in between us observer and whatever's out over the water. This is the Australian black swan. Let me introduce you if you haven't seen it. This is from 7.8 miles away. Those rocks there, that's just a demarcation point. And if we zoom in a bit more and enhance the image, we can clearly see that, yeah, there's a bit of mirroring. There's the bottom of the rocks. They're at 7.8 miles. And look what's in the distance. The horizon, far above that level. Yeah? Just to make it really clear, there's the horizon far above the level of the rocks, far past 7.8 miles. And if you had spherical Earth curve geometry to block the bottom of that ship that you just saw, there's a distance to that spherical, physical Earth curve geometry that you need. It can be measured. It can be calculated. 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, Mr. Sensible. This is from a 5.5 foot observer height, 7.8 miles to those rocks. This is just being nice to you guys. The horizon can be no further than 2.8 miles. The physical Earth curvature to block things. Why can we see those rocks, the bottom of those rocks touching the water there, and the horizon far in the distance? That's pretty awkward, Mr. Sensible. What, we're 6 through now, and you just keep using the same old physical geometric horizon, the thing that you say does not exist? Must be pretty embarrassing at this point. Let's keep going.
No amount of zoom with a P1000 is ever going to bring the hull of that boat back. It works on a globe Earth. There is no explanation on a flat Earth.
Yeah, it's all optical, as everybody claims now. We don't have a physical Earth curve horizon. It doesn't work on a globe because the globe needs physical Earth curve geometry. Yeah, we don't have that. Black swan, it's a bitch, isn't it? And you're going to need R for that.
Number 7, satellite TV dishes, each of which point to fixed points in the sky, which are the locations of the broadcast satellites in geosynchronous orbits.
Awesome. So we've got a claim of orbits. Are you going to prove that we have orbits in the first place, Mr. Sensible? Because that is a begging the question fallacy. Orbits have never been witnessed. Orbits have never been proven. So it's a bit weird that you're going to claim orbits, but let's see a video. This is the Google project. Yeah, so we've got balloons taken off with, what's that? Oh, is that a satellite? It's just set a world record, 312 days for that balloon to be up in the air with a satellite on it. Yeah? Is that orbiting something? No, it's just floating above our Earth. High altitude balloons designed to provide internet to remote areas. That's what loon refers to. Yeah? They inflate to the size of small aircraft. Pretty interesting, isn't it, if you didn't know this, that there are balloons with satellites on them. You got antenna, solar panels, electronics, all that stuff up in the air above our heads. You're about to see a little... Oh, look, whoop, oh, oh. That looks pretty curved to me. Nah. Pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, Mrs. Sensible. And if you assert that you have something orbiting something, like a satellite orbiting a globe, not only you have to prove orbits, you have to prove that if you have a globe, you have a radius value. Yeah, you're going to need R for that, aren't you, Mr. Sensible?
You can't have a geosynchronous orbit above a flat Earth.
You're right, we can't have a geosynchronous orbit above flat Earth or a globe Earth because orbits don't exist, Mr. Sensible. You first have to provide us evidence that orbits actually exist.
Number 8, satellite TV dishes again. When you're near the equator, they point nearly upright. The direction they point depends on your latitude around a sphere.
Oh, yeah? So just because you're repeating an evidence doesn't make it 2 evidences. But I've still got further video of this. There's a little satellite, and we're going to see a satellite pointing straight up because the balloon was straight up above their head. So that's one just pointing out into the distance. And look at that one. Hey, look, it's pointing straight up. Where's the balloon? Straight above their head, and they're picking it up. Yeah? Don't need a geostationary orbit above our head, do we? No, we just need this balloon. That's all we need with the satellite on it. That's how it works. Not making this shit up. This is actual references. This is citations, Mr. Sensible. Don't need a globe for this stuff. But if you are claiming a globe, there's one thing you do need. The R value, the radius value, that you've thoroughly debunked. Alright, where are we up to?
Number 9, Polaris. The angle of Polaris above the horizon drops by 1 degree for every 69 miles you travel southwards. This conforms to the shape of a sphere and doesn't work on a flat Earth.
Oh really, Mr. Sensible? So for every 1 degree that you move, you're going to be moving a distance of 69 miles. 1 degree every 69 miles. I've got news for you, mate. That's a linear relationship. Yeah? If you are on a globe with spherical geometry, you'd be traversing a curve, and anything you see in the sky won't be moving linearly up or down. It will be moving as a squared relationship, because remember we've got 8 inches per mile squared that we're moving across. Yeah? You forgot to account for that, didn't you? In your Earth curve maths. It has to be a squared relationship. We see, yeah, Polaris. Every 1 degree difference we measure is 69 miles. That's a linear measurement. Once again, you have a curved surface beneath your feet that you're claiming. And you're gonna need R for that, Mr. Sensible.
Number 10, radar. There is such a thing as a radar horizon. Because of the shape of the Earth, objects that are below that line cannot be seen by the radar. Number 11.
Oh, okay, number 10. So we've got a radar horizon, do we, Mr. Sensible? You gave us a little diagram with with a curve there, just like I just showed before with curve Earth, yeah. It's a little bit of a problem because
you would have disproved, at best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
it's never going to get old, Mr. Sensible. It's never going to get old. If you have a curved Earth, if you have a spherical Earth, you need a radius. And what happened to your radius when you were shown the black swan?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Ah, that is just so awkward. Let's see what other people are saying about the radius of the Earth.
I'm claiming what every single glober here claims. The Earth curvature is not the horizon.
That's pretty awkward, Mr. Sensible. So if you have a radar horizon, yeah, what's blocking it? It's certainly not physical Earth curve.
Because of the shape of the Earth, objects that are below that line cannot be seen by the radar. Number 11.
Gonna need half of that.
Height above the ground with regard to radar. The higher an object is, the further away it can be and still be picked up by the radar because it's above the radar horizon.
So we're going to keep going with the radar thing, are we, Mr. Sensible? Okay. We're just going to have to keep drumming it in to your
At
head.
best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yeah? At best, we have disproved the radius of the Earth. It's pretty awkward when we need the radius of the Earth because
And this is
this is the black swan, the original black swan that absolutely debunked the radius of the Earth, that gave us that awesome soundbite from you.
the #1 globe killer. Hopefully by now, all of you have seen this video by BMLSB69. His observer height is only 1 foot. Now that first platform is 6.2 miles away, and platform habitat is 9.4 miles away, with the horizon far in the distance beyond that. Now I'm going to let you just sit there and take this in, because this is the absolute #1 globe killer. Modus tollens states, if P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If P, we live on a globe of radius 3959 miles, then Q, every horizon distance measurement cannot be more than 1.23 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet. Not Q, the geometric horizon is far greater than 2.73 miles for 5 foot. Therefore, not P. The Earth is not a globe.
There it is, Mr.
But
Sensible.
this valid logical conclusion is hand-waved by the globe zealots as word salad, so I'll put this devastating picture in simpler terms. Globe believers must have a physical leading edge, the geographical edge to their sphere, in order for boats to go over it and for land and water to curve around it. It's a fundamental pillar to their religion. If the globe they presuppose has a radius of 3959 miles, then the horizon distance is set by the height of the observer. So what makes this image so devastating is the height of the observer at only 1 foot. The horizon should be 1.22 miles. But even if we set it at 5 feet, the horizon should be 2.73 miles. But we can see the bottom of platform habitat where it meets the water 9.41 miles away, and the horizon above that beyond in the distance, making it fundamentally impossible to see this from 1 foot on a globe. The globe does not exist.
And what was the rebuttal to that?
Best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
That was Mr. Sensible's rebuttal when I showed him the black swan. And he confirmed his understanding by confirming,
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
yeah, it's pretty awkward when you're claiming something like a radar horizon, like a physical Earth curve. Yeah, you've disproved the radius of the Earth, Mr. Sensible.
So we don't see it, so it's not a horizon.
You are correct. We do not observe geometric horizon.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Welcome to Flat Earth, Mr. Sensible. We do not have a geometric horizon. Is every single one of your proofs going to be built based on the geometric horizon? Yeah, if you're claiming a globe, you're going to need half of that, mate. Alright, where are we up to? What number was that? 11. Let's keep going.
The AWACS early warning system. It's radar mounted on an aircraft so that it can see objects further away because it has a view, in effect, around the curve. You wouldn't need that on a flat Earth, as the radar would be virtually limitless.
All right. Do I need to go into it further, or maybe I'm sick of saying we need R for that. Let's let someone else say it.
You're gonna need R for that.
Thanks, DRTRH. Just seen you in the chat there, mate. I'll just repeat that for you, Mr. Sensible.
You're gonna need R for that.
Yep, you're gonna need R for that. And what have you said about R, Mr. Sensible? The thing that never gets old?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
This is just painful, isn't it? I hope he's sitting through this, just wincing, just going, oh, you're misquoting me. Nah, that's what you said, Mr. Sensible. Let's keep going. You still got 18 or 19 more of these.
Number 13, P waves and S waves. They can be picked up from earthquakes on the other side of the Earth, and the time they take is based on a sphere.
Oh yeah, so P waves and S waves, Mr. Sensible. That's pretty fun, isn't it? What was that, number 13? Yeah, let's see how good the P waves and S waves actually are. This is from, let's see. This is a citation from ZME Science. Drilling to the mantle, 6 unexpected discoveries from the world's deepest well. So in 1970 was the world record for how far we drilled down, and they made some predictions. Yeah, so let's see what their predictions were and how close they were using P waves and S waves. Number 1, there's a lot of water down there. Yeah, hot mineralized water was found almost everywhere along the drilling path. Everyone figured that granite would be dry as stone. So much water down there. Something about the drill moving around. Earth gas, unexpectedly, right here, unexpectedly, helium, hydrogen, nitrogen, and even carbon dioxide from microbes were found along the borehole. Did P waves and S waves pick up that, Mr. Sensible? They couldn't even pick up things at a maximum of, what, was it 12 kilometers? 8 miles? Something like that? Let alone the entire radius of your 39, 59 mile Earth that you say has been debunked. What else is there? There is no basalt under the continent's granite. This was a huge surprise. Another one, a huge surprise. So P waves and S waves couldn't pick that up, Mr. Sensible? No? There are fossils at 6,700 meters below the surface. How'd that happen? The P waves and S waves didn't pick that up, did it, Mr. Sensible? No? So keep claiming your P waves and S waves, because you're gonna need R for that, Mr. Sensible. DRTRH, how are you, mate? Good to see you in here. Thanks for coming on the show last Friday and forcing Mr. Sensible to give us these flat earth proofs. Do you reckon he's going to get any Bitcoin from you? No? Don't think so. Let's power through it, because I don't think this one's even an earthquake claim.
Number 14, the explosion of Krakatoa. In 1883, when Krakatoa exploded, the sound wave travelled around the world 4 times. So cities actually heard the explosion 7 times.
Oh, that's it. So there's no earth claim there, whether it be flat or spherical? No, that's not even an earth curve claim. Let's keep going.
15, Bob Nadell.
What we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 15 degree per hour drift. And thanks, Bob. Is that meant to be some sort of a earth curve claim? What does Simon Dan have to say about that?
Again, you and your reference frames have been ruined.
Yeah, because if you claim that you have something like a gyroscope that is picking up drift, why are we picking up drift? Is it the Earth turning beneath the gyroscope? Yeah. So we've got 2 reference frames: the inertial reference frame that the gyroscope's in, and the rotating reference frame that the Earth's on. So we've got 2 reference frames, do we, Mr. Sensible?
You and your reference frames have been ruined.
And that's directly at you, Mr. Sensible, not at us flat earthers. You and your reference frames have been ruined, Mr. Sensible. Not a globe Earth claim, is it?
Number 16, the Tropic of Capricorn. On a globe Earth, the tropics of both Cancer and Capricorn would have the same circumference. On a flat Earth, they can't possibly be. Number 17.
Oh yeah. So the Tropic of Capricorn, yeah? A circumference, you say, and that it's working or not working on a flat Earth? I'll just go back to that. So what are you comparing it to, Mr. Sensible? Are you trying to set up a false dichotomy where we're using some sort of a globe projection, the AE map, to compare to your globe Earth, and you're trying to saying which one is more accurate, and you want to come out on top with the globe? You're gonna need half of that, are you, Mr. Sensible? And you're gonna have to make me claim that we have some sort of a map to give you, some sort of a circular map that we can measure the distance of this Capricorn. I'll just show you the beach. So the sun's about to come up. The sun is up somewhere over there, and it's all about the sun. The tropics are all about the sun. Capricorn and Cancer are just the extremities to where the sun's GP will move throughout the year. Yeah, they're just arbitrary points. Nothing to do with a globe. Definitely works on a flat Earth. It is just the GP point to where the sun is. Moving on.
They can't possibly be. Number 17, the ISS. As can be seen here, it's a man-made object. Anybody can go out and see it as it travels in its orbit. It's predicted, down to the second.
Orbits, you say, Mr. Sensible. Orbits are fun, aren't they? So, you're going to prove those orbits? You're going to prove that that thing in the sky that we see, that we take pictures of, is orbiting us? Yeah, prove an orbit first, mate. And you're going to need half of that. If you think it's going around a globe and it's globe proof, you're going to need half of that.
Number 18, photos and videos from the ISS. There is just no way you can fake all of that.
There is just no way you can fake all of that. Photos and videos from the ISS. Who remembers this guy? It's Photoshop because it has to be. Yeah? And I've got another video. Just.
Have you seen this image? Chances are the answer is yes. It's the iconic blue marble image. The first photo of the whole Earth was taken on December 7th, 1972 by the American crew of the Apollo 17 mission. In the decades since Apollo 17, NASA has released a number of other blue marble images. But because we've never permanently positioned a spacecraft at the appropriate distance and with the appropriate equipment needed to take photos of the entire Earth, many of the images that we use to visualize the Earth are composites. That means they stitch together multiple images taken by satellites in order to create what only appears to be a seamless portrait of the planet as a whole. Composite imaging is an extremely valuable tool for helping us study the Earth. It also allows us to produce remarkable images like the black marble.
The black marble?
Which shows a global view of the city lights across our planet.
Oh, doesn't that look something like the ISS? There's no way you can fake this, can you, Mr. Sensible? Photos and images from the ISS, something you claim that orbits above our heads without proving orbits, without proving that that thing is actually up there. Is that impossible to fake? Well, we've just been detailed that that's exactly what they do. They stitch together images to make videos, to make you fools think that there's something up there.
Until now, though, we haven't had the capacity to take snapshots of the entire Earth on a regular basis. That's where the deep...
Yeah, you can absolutely fake it. And if you think that it's taking photos of a globe Earth up there, you're gonna need half of that, aren't you, Mr. Sensible?
Number 19, Mr. Sensible's MAGE project. You can see the curve.
I like this one. I like this one a lot. Mr. Sensible's MAGE project. You can see the curve. How high did you go, Mr. Sensible? About 30 kilometers? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, 30 kilometers. Let's hear from your high priest.
For context. So I see it not as, oh, we're going.
And this is Neil deGrasse Tyson detailing something about Richard Branson's space tourism. Yeah, he went about, what, 56, 58 miles up? That's a bit more than your 30 kilometers, isn't it? Let's see if Neil deGrasse Tyson says we're going to see the curve of the Earth from that space tourism site height.
Going into space, no, you're getting a nice view of the Earth. And I don't even know if you're going to see the curvature. I did some calculations, and I'm thinking they're not.
Oh no, Mr. Sensible, from 50-something miles up. What did Neil deGrasse Tyson just say?
Some calculations, and I'm thinking they're not. And I don't even know if you're going to see the curvature. I did some calculations, and I'm thinking they're not.
He did some calculations, and he's thinking you're not going to see the curvature of the Earth, Mr. Sensible. That's from Richard Branson's space tourism flights, 50-something miles above the Earth. How high was your... I'll get it back up. How high was this again, Mr. Sensible? That you said you could see the curve of the Earth? Why? Is it you that's lying, or is it Neil deGrasse Tyson that's lying? Huh? Who's lying here? Someone's lying. Someone's saying something that is not true. Yeah? You can't see the curve of the Earth from that height. And if you do see the curve of the Earth, you're going to need R for that, Mr. Sensible. And at best, all we've done is debunk the radius of the Earth.
Number 19, Mr. Sensible's MAGE project.
Heard it. Yep, let's see next.
MAGE project. You can see the curve.
It's alright, we'll see it again.
Number 20, stellar parallax. There would not be such a thing as stellar parallax unless the Earth was a globe orbiting the Sun.
Now, apart from affirming the consequent, if we see parallax, then we're orbiting the Sun. Yeah? No. Just doesn't happen. You need to prove orbits. You need to prove that we have parallax in the first instance. This is from BMLSB69 of the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. Those little lights in the sky, I don't know if you guys can see them right there. So those lights in the sky, any parallax from those little lights in the sky? Nope. They're definitely different distances. On your heliocentric model, we should definitely see parallax throughout the night. On your heliocentric model, they stay exactly the same relative position. Absolutely no stellar parallax, Mr. Sensible. You can claim it all you want. Those two lights in the sky will never move in the same night. Yeah? Doesn't happen. Should have stellar parallax because they're at different distances. We're meant to be moving, they're meant to be staying still, and they're different distances, so we should absolutely see stellar parallax. Do we see it? No. And you're going to need R for that.
21. Antarctica. It's thoroughly mapped and measured, and in no way is it a wall of ice around the entire world.
Oh, so not a globe proof? You're not going to try and claim a globe? You're just saying something about Antarctica? Oh, that's not fun, is it? All right, moving on then.
22. Lunar eclipses. You can see the curved shadow of the Earth as it passes over the moon.
Oh yeah, the curved shadow of the Earth as it passes over the moon. What's that, number 22? The curved shadow of the Earth?
You would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, you're going to need R for that, Mr. Sensible, aren't you? Aw, bless your soul. I'm getting sick of saying it. I wonder if someone else can say it for me. Some fun facts here. I was ready for this video, so I've got people like Adam Meakin.
Yeah, you're going to need R for that.
Yeah, I'm just going to play other people's videos of you're going to need R for that. I'm getting sick of saying it. Yeah. Whoop.
23. Actual photos of the Earth taken by the Apollo astronauts on physical film.
Oh yeah, so just going back to that. Actual photos. Go to fakingspace.com, Paul on the plane. Absolutely debunks every single aspect of the moon landings. Fakingspace.com. If you think these are physical photos, go to paulontheplane.com. Go to fakingspace.com and see all the video evidence, all the photo evidence, yeah, that you say is photos, that in the second law of thermodynamics violation, being space, yeah, the air that we breathe, all this air, all those clouds out there that we see, they will be sucked off. They will be blown off into the vacuum of space, yeah? They even say space is a space that all that can go. Second law of thermodynamic violation, yeah? Things like this aren't possible. We have never traveled to the moon.
Taken by the Apollo astronauts on physical film. 24. northern and southern storm systems rotating in opposite directions due to Coriolis, as it works on a globe.
Okay, Coriolis. It's reared its head again. Let's see. Where are we up to? All right, I'll play a bit more of a video. If we had Coriolis, yeah, why are these hot air balloons going in every direction? Why aren't they just drifting in one direction? Why can my drone sit there for over half an hour? Go back to that. This is a time lapse of a drone hovering there for half an hour that I did without drifting anywhere. Coriolis effect, you say, Mr. Sensible. And why, from a drone, can we see sunsets, moonsets, just the sun and moon moving? Yeah, why is this visible from a drone when it's meant to be the Earth rotating underneath the drone? It's a bit hard to see there. There we go, star trails, yeah? How are they visible from a drone? This is from a drone, these shots right here. Let's go back to that. That moon set there, this is from a drone. If the drone is in the inertial reference frame, the drone should be drifting away, yeah? It should be in lockstep, not with the Earth, but with the moon. The moon should be never moving from the view of the drone, yeah? And so what is Coriolis? I think we need to tell Mr. Sensible what real Coriolis is. Coriolis is the apparent deflection. Yeah, when you're standing on a rotating reference frame like the Earth, and you're seeing something in the inertial reference frame apparently drifting. It is defined as an apparent drift. So if you say that things like cyclones and hurricanes are proof of Coriolis, yeah, that's an actual movement, isn't it? Those clouds are actually moving. The hurricanes and cyclones are actually moving. You need to know, you need to do a bit of research, Mr. Sensible, before you open your mouth and say all these things, because you don't even know what Coriolis is. Yeah? It is, these are examples. Cyclones, hurricanes, storms, they're all examples of an actual movement. So for Coriolis, it has to be an apparent movement. Not actually moving, just drift due to being on a rotating reference frame, seeing something in the inertial reference frame. But you say that those clouds are not in the inertial reference frame, so it's just a big cluster screw for you, Mr. Sensible. Let me remind you what Simon Dan said.
Yeah, you and your reference frames have been ruined.
Yep, you and your reference frames have been ruined with the stuttering and everything, Mr. Sensible. All right, let's keep going. Plow through these.
As it works on a globe. 25.
Sorry, forgot to add. You're gonna need half of that.
2 points of stellar rotation in the night sky. It's absolutely required for a globe Earth and absolutely cannot work on a flat Earth. I asked...
Yeah, 2 points of stellar rotation in the sky. Sort of like what they tell us is needed to have an axis for your globe Earth. Yeah, that is the only reason why you guys claim that those 2 points in the sky, stellar rotation, are proof of your globe Earth, because you need an axis for your globe Earth. Yeah? Looking at Polaris, see those star trails going around Polaris. Look at those star trails. You say that's the northern axis. And Sigma Montanus, in the south, is the southern axis. You need to first prove that the Earth can have an axis, but you're gonna need half of that, because if it's a sphere, you're gonna need half of that, Mr. Sensible. Yeah? So before you say that we're turning and the stars are stationary, you need to prove, number one, that we're on a globe. You're gonna need half of that. Number two, that we're actually turning. And number three, that it's us turning on the stars. You're gonna need R for that. Oh man, I'll get someone else saying it. I think I got, who else have I got? I think I got Anthony Riley doing his best pirate impression. I've got DRTRH that you want to claim your Bitcoin from.
You're gonna need R for that.
Yep, you're gonna need R for that, Mr. Sensible. This is terribly embarrassing for you, mate. I don't think we're even through it yet. Do I have access to Skype? Yeah, I do, but not at the moment.
Mitch from Australia for an explanation. What did he say? But still, you're keeping away from stars, Mitch. I want to hold you to that. There's still no explanation for two rotation points in the sky.
So let me explain something to you, Mr. Sensible. When I say I have no explanation for the things that rotate in the sky, that means I don't have to explain it. It happens. We are not denying that there are 2 points of rotation in the sky. That does not mean you have a globe Earth beneath your feet. That does not mean that the globe Earth is spinning. You're gonna need half of that, Mr. Sensible. Did you forget about that crazy little detail? Yeah? It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Let's go to the next one.
26. The seasons. Absolutely explained by a rotating globe orbiting the sun. No explanation at all for a flat Earth.
The seasons. That's a good one, isn't it? The seasons. So, again, we're claiming orbits. Mr. Sensible, after seeing this video, have you got any evidence of orbits yet? Yes? No? Maybe? Don't know? Because once again, yeah, you're only claiming this because you think that you have a tilt, and the tilt is only because you want to. This line here, that's real north, that's magnetic north, and the tilt 23.45 degrees is because you want to get away from magnetic north and you want to tilt your globe. You want to put yourself on a globe and you want to tilt it and make it a new north, true north. That's what you call it, true north, which is the geographic north, which is the top of your globe. Yeah, you're gonna need half of that. Now, I'm going to do a presentation on magnetic declination and how we came to the tilt. So you say the seasons are from the tilt. The seasons are just trying to bastardize what we see on the compass. This line right here, that's magnetic north. Yeah, that is the only true absolute direction. And you say that we're living on a globe and you need to account for magnetic declination to line up with your true north, the geographic north, the point where all the longitudes converge. Yeah? No. All we need to do is look at magnetic north. There is no true north, as you would say. There is no geographic north. No, there's definitely no axis that you need for your globe Earth. You're gonna need half of that.
27. Day and night. Yeah, I think we got that one covered.
Oh, so not even a globe Earth claim? Just put the globe there? Well, you're gonna need half of that, Mr. Sensible. Let's see. Like, should we say it again? Should we play your clip again? Yeah, it's getting a bit windy here. Yeah, what do we need?
You would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep playing it every time you put an image up of the globe. Every time you claim you have a globe Earth proof, you need the radius value for your globe Earth, and you have admitted that we have just debunked the radius of the Earth.
28. Neutrino detectors like this one, a Kamiokande detector. It can detect neutrinos streaming from the sun, even in the middle of the night when those neutrinos are coming from below your feet.
So, not another... You're just tapering off here, Mr. Sensible. Is this even a globe Earth claim? If you're saying... Well, maybe. If you're saying that something is coming from beneath our feet, yeah, kind of being antipodal, what do you need for that?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yep, you're gonna need half of that. Once again, Mr. Sensible. Almost over.
29. Tsunamis. The waves propagate around the world in a pattern that equates to a sphere. The timings do not work on a flat Earth.
Once again, you're trying to set up a false dichotomy, aren't you, Mr. Sensible? You're trying to say that we have a model and you hold it up in false dichotomy compared to your globe Earth model, and you say that the globe Earth model, which has all the funding, which has all the reverse engineering applied to it, which has all the brilliant minds applied to it to make us believe that we're living on the globe. Yeah? You're trying to hold that up in false dichotomy. We've been in this game for, what, 6 years max? 7? Give us a bit of time, give us a bit of funding, and yeah, we will give you a map of our flat Earth. But until then, we don't claim a map of the flat Earth, so you can't say that, yeah, it works better on the globe, or it works better on the flat Earth. Because remember, Mr. Sensible, what do you need for a globe Earth?
At best, you would have disproved the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, Nathan Oakley, he loves to recycle his fallacies. He's got short-term memory loss, doesn't he? Yeah? Number 30. Almost through this. Thanks for sticking with me, everyone.
The timings do not work on a flat Earth. Number 30, tow tanks. This tank at Southampton University is 138 metres long. They have to allow for the curvature on the surface of the water. That curve, the hump, if you like, is 0.6 millimetres along its length. And finally, bonus evidence.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so we've got a claim of curvature over water. Do we need to go through the black swan again? Yeah? Curvature over water? Where's the curvature in between BMLSB 69's video here? From his observer point, 1 foot over water. Where's the curvature? Did he account for any curvature? No, the horizon line is far in the distance. Far past 10 miles. Definitely no curvature there, Mr. Sensible. That's number 30 of your globe earth proofs debunked. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to start looking in the chat now because we've still got a bit of time. And Nathan Oakley just said, is that water, this water here in this tank, is that the geometric horizon when we're seeing that little bulge you just detailed? Yeah, is there stuff hidden behind that 3 millimeters, Mr. Sensible? You're gonna need half of that, mate.
As long. They have to allow for the curvature on the surface of the water. That curve, the hump, if you like, is 0.6 millimetres along its length.
Yeah, Mark in the chat says, they made a tow tank for the hump of water? Yeah, what a joke. Black Swan, it's a bitch.
And finally, bonus evidence number 31. We got a map, you ain't.
Okay, back to the map thing. Okay, let's bring up something that is close to my heart here. The number one flat earth proof. Yeah? The entire world, Mr. Sensible. I keep sending you this video, and this is something that you need to address, Mr. Sensible. The number one flat earth proof. The use of a sextant with celestial bodies. Celestial navigation being done for hundreds of years successfully on our flat earth. It absolutely needs to happen on a flat earth, yeah? Using flat earth maps, Mr. Sensible. And I also want to point out that every single map that we have, Google Maps, Near Maps, every map that you have, it's got a little elevation tool on it. Have you ever used it, Mr. Sensible? Every single map that we have is a flat earth map, because using the elevation tool, there is no drop on any of those maps using the elevation tool over water. Huh? Is there? No? It's just elevation. There's no drop, there's no curvature, there's no bulge. Every single map that we have proves a flat earth. It is a flat earth map. So for you to claim that as a globe earth map, what do you need, Mr. Sensible? Yeah, you need that R value. Yeah, you're gonna need R for that. This here, if we're on the equator looking at Polaris, which is, let me start again. So this is an example of a flat earth map here. So if we're 15 degrees above the equator and we can see Polaris, yeah, we're measuring with the sextant 15 degrees to Polaris. Yeah, DRTRH in the chat says, got any drop with that map? Oh, you're gonna need R for that. Yep. Nathan Oakley says this was a total fail. 0 for 30. No, it's actually 0 for 31. He's given us number 31 is every map is a globe map. Nope, you're gonna need R for that, Mr. Sensible. And there's no drop. There's no drop in any of your maps. And I'll just take you through the basic premise of why the sextant and celestial navigation is the number one flat earth proof. So if we were 15 degrees above the equator seeing Polaris, yeah, we're measuring 15 degrees. So we can assert that we are on a circle of equal altitude. So somewhere on that circle of equal altitude, looking at Polaris, 15 degrees above the horizon, the diameter of that circle of equal altitude is 10,375 miles of absolute flat earth sea. Yeah? Flat earth flat sea, and flat sky for that matter. You need to go and see the #1 flat earth proof Mr. Sensible. And that's just one observation from one point. Yeah? And that circle look of equal altitude right there, using the sextant. This is just how sextants work. It uses the star's GP, so the distance from Polaris's GP to the observer, which is 15 degrees above the equator. Yeah? That's the radius value. We have radius values on our flat Earth. It's not from the center of our presupposed Earth. No, it is on our flat Earth from the GP to the observer point. And do you know what the area of this circle of equal altitude is, Mr. Sensible? 84.5 million miles squared. That's an area of 84.5 million miles squared of flat Earth, just from that one observation. And if we use this map of all the celestial navigation stars to triangulate your position on Earth, you need to use multiple stars, so you get multiple areas of equal altitude, and you can literally measure our entire world as flat. There are no two ways about it, Mr. Sensible. Every single map that you see is a flat Earth map. It has been navigated as flat. It has been measured as flat using this sextant. See all those circles? Areas of equal altitude? They are all flat Earth measurements. That's why it is the #1 flat Earth proof, Mr. Sensible. Thanks, Nathan Oakley. Says Mitchell is ace. That was really good fun doing this with you guys. I didn't think I'd get through it, honestly. I've still got 10 minutes. That's why I started 10 minutes early. So I'm going to actually look at the chat now. How's everyone doing in the chat? I'm going to stand up, look around at our flat Earth school, because that's what it's all about. It's not about just debunking the globe proofs, because there are none. Although it is fun. It is hilarious, isn't it? It was a good show today. 103 people in the chat. Thank you for dropping by. Smash the super chat. Smash the thumbs up button. Please share the show. Please share this with any friends and family who think that any of those 31 globe proofs actually prove something on your world that you live in. Yeah, I've just debunked it live, Mr. Sensible. Is that something that you can do? Is that something that any glober can do? Come out here and do something like this live? Yeah? Some people have pulled me up for stuttering and stammering and my tripod and glare and all that crap, all the little things. How about the proof that I'm putting out? How about you stop the ad homs? How about you address the arguments, globe earthers? Yeah, Nathan Oakley says, be serious. Did anyone actually share the show? I'm thinking they did today, because there's 100 and something people in the live stream. Really appreciate the support. If you think that my work deserves a bit more support, other than your view, your time is very valuable, but if you think you like my work, you want to keep seeing me do this, because this is pretty much my only source of income right now. Yeah, I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, but this is my only source of income. So if you guys think that I'm doing a good job, that you like Flat Earth School, that you like these debunks, please sign up for Patreon, smash the super chat, help me out, because if you don't support what you like goes away. Yeah, I'm doing all right at the moment, but you know, in the future, if I don't start making an income out of this, I'm probably going to have to see if I can find a slave job, whatever that may be. I'm basically unemployable. Nathan Oakley likes to say that I'm self-unemployed, because I've chosen, yeah, I could put a mask on, I could take the jab, I could go back to work and give in. I'm not going to do that. I've got better morals than that. And we can kind of see, look at the horizon out there at the moment. Anyone notice those crepuscular rays? Anyone notice that sunlight never comes in parallel to us? It's beautiful, isn't it? $4.50 super chat. Sorry, I've missed that. I'm going to have to go back. Funny Bundle gives me £3. Thank you. Nathan Oakley in the chat saying, yeah, smash the thumbs up button. Really appreciate it, guys. Titan Long, keep up the good work, gives me $5. Thank you, Titan Long. You guys are awesome. Crepuscular rays. Iron Horse says crepuscular rays only prove cloud height. Don't know about that. It definitely proves that the sun, well, I don't know, maybe it can prove cloud height, but it's not just proving cloud height, it's proving that the sun is definitely not coming in parallel to us, which is needed on the globe. DRTH is saying, wait, it's night here and the sun is rising where I am. Flat Earth debunked. You're gonna need half of that, David, aren't you? So, Dave, in the chat, is Mr. Sensible going to get you 3 Bitcoins? Yeah, you promised him 3 Bitcoins. Well, you promised someone 3 Bitcoins. Do you think he qualified for that? Did he download the app? Did he watch it for... Did he watch the video of the day for 2 weeks? And did he give us 1 flat Earth proof? Is he going to get the 3 Bitcoins, $130,000? David Weiss? Nah, he didn't qualify for it at all. You have to give us 1 globe proof, Mr. Sensible. You gave us 31 pretty much proofs that the Earth is flat. Yeah? Thoroughly debunked in this live stream. Disqualified before he started, says DRTRH. Yep. He didn't even watch the videos, did he? Didn't download the app, didn't watch the videos for 2 weeks. That, if you globers think that you're going to claim DRTRH's 3 Bitcoins, there are rules to it. You need to download the app, you need to watch the videos for 2 weeks, and then you need to give us 1 globe proof. Mr. Sensible has done none of them. He didn't even download the app. He's been disqualified from the get-go. And you're going to need half of that. Yep. 0 proof, says DRTRH. Maybe if someone... Oh, £2 from Mark. Keep up the good work, Mitchell. You're killing it. Thank you. Smash the super chat. Really appreciate the support, guys. Like I said, if you like my work, help me out. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing this regardless. I'm going to be giving you these beautiful flat Earth streams from our beautiful flat Earth school every day regardless. But I really appreciate it. If people sign up to my Patreon, you get live access to my special guests every Friday. DRTRH was the last live guest I had, and that's why this video came about. Thank you, David Weiss. David, Nathan Oakley says he will give Mr. Sensible 10p to go and buy a clue. Yeah, he hasn't got a clue. The person that gave us that awesome quote, at best, all you've done is debunk the radius of the Earth. Yeah, yeah. And then he goes on and gives us 31 globe proofs. Like I said at the start of the video, you're gonna need half of that, Mr. Sensible, and that is just signifying how special the black swan is. It's how devastating it is to have any sort of globe Earth proof. In the first instance, you're gonna need half of that. You're gonna need a radius value. Can everyone see how devastating the black swan actually is now? Yeah, Sleeper7 says hits the thumbs up. Thanks guys for the support. Thanks for the views. Really appreciate it. I hope everyone understands how devastating and important the black swan is. Yeah? When it gets quotes like that, at best, all you've done is disproved the radius of the Earth. And they absolutely need the radius for every single globe proof. You're gonna need half of that. Funny Bundle, yeah, thanks for the super chat. Great show. 99 problems and R ain't one. Yeah, it's probably been my best show to date. I knew it was going to be a good show. I only stayed up to about 1 AM last night, got up at 4 AM, so yeah, it was a bit of a killer, bit of a burner now, but it was so worth it. It was so much fun. I'm glad everyone was sticking around with me live. You got to be here live. You got to press the thumbs up. You got to talk. You got to interact. Because this is our flat Earth community. Whether you like it or not, you are definitely on a flat Earth, and this is our flat Earth school. Around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. Atlas Rising says, Sesame Street. Today's letter of the day is ah. You guys are awesome. 99 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Yeah, Funny Bundle says Nathan and DRTRH appreciate your work too. Yep. It is awesome, flat earthers like you guys. Subscribe to DRTRH, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. Subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1989. Subscribe to people like Arwen, who does a flat earth early bird show every single day. Subscribe to Quantum Eraser, who gives us so much. This is where the Black Swan came from. The Black Swan argument of Moses Tollins came from. Quantum Eraser. Go to Quantum Eraser channel. Subscribe to him today. Go to BMLSB69. He's the person who filmed the first Black Swan. Yeah? Iron Horse says, and today's number of the day for Sesame Street is 0. The amount of curvature and motion, scientifically proven. Yeah, and the amount of proofs that Mr. Sensible has given us today. Big fat 0. Big duck egg. We just needed one Mr. Sensible. Come on. Maybe give me some more content. Yeah? I'm doing this daily. How can you think, Globers, that you can get away with anything now? I am out here doing this daily. The videos that you put out is just giving me content. Yeah? So keep putting out your globe proofs. Keep putting out your flat earth debunks. I'm doing this daily. Nothing's going to get by me. Yeah? I'm looking for content all the time. I can just get out here in our beautiful flat earth school world and just look at here, but there is just so much content that you Globers are giving me. Why would I just sit back and look at this school when I can do it while detailing the death of the globe? Yeah? So, until next time, guys, I'm going to end the live stream now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the views. You guys are awesome. You have been watching Flat Earth School, the school that is around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. Plug my Patreon. I'm pretty sure I did, but maybe he's talking about somewhere else. Atlas Rising says try and get on Sky News. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, please, everyone go over to Nathan Oakley 1980. Nathan Oakley 1980. Flat Earth Debate. Uncut and After Show is going to be premiered right now. Everyone head over there. Keep the chat going. Keep the views going. Share the love around. Until next time, you've been visiting Flat Earth School. Around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. I've been Mitchell from Australia. And you've been visiting the Flat Earth School. See you guys.
Yeah.